I'm Captain Al Lorenzetti. When you're fishing for trophy striped bass, the best bait to have is a live bait. Catching that live bait is sometimes the hard part. The most difficult but efficient way is to use a cast net. Many people own a net, but very few can throw one well. In this video, I'm going to show you how to approach a school of bait and throw that cast net over that school. I'm also going to show you some live well configurations that keep the bait happy all day.
Before we throw the net, let's talk a little about the net. There are two primary factors that determine the catching ability of a net: its overall size and its sinking rate. Large, fast-sinking nets catch best. Proper net size is really determined by the ability of the person throwing it. This can only be determined through experience. Large nets become bulky and heavy and are more difficult to throw. For catching bunker, I recommend beginning with an 8-foot radius net and working up if possible. I throw a 10-foot net, which I find comfortable and it catches well. Net size is always measured as its hanging length or radius. A cast net is circular, therefore a 10-foot net will open to cover a 20-foot circle if thrown properly. Sinking rate of a net is determined by three factors: the amount of lead weight, the mesh size, and the diameter of the filament forming the net. A quality net will have sufficient lead weight. It should be at least 1 pound per foot of radius. The filament should be thick enough for toughness and durability, but not so thick that it reduces the sink rate excessively or creates a bulky and therefore difficult net to throw. These two factors are determined at the time of manufacture. Producers of quality nets usually have the right combination. The third factor, mesh size, is an option given to the buyer. When buying a net, you must choose a mesh size that's as large as it can be for fast sinking, but not so large that the bait will escape or become gilled in the mesh. Mesh is measured from knot to knot. When stretched, it will form an opening approximately double the length of the mesh. For example, a 3/4 inch mesh will stretch to 1.5 inches. I have found this size mesh to work well for catching bunker. Of course, if you're netting smaller bait fish, a smaller mesh would be appropriate. Cast nets will catch best in water no deeper than their radius. As the water depth increases from that point, the catch will start to decrease. The best place to learn is in your own backyard. Before throwing the net, remove all jewelry and wear snag-free clothing. When preparing to load and throw the net, first form a sliding loop at the end of the hauling line and place it over your wrist. Coil the line neatly, removing any excessive twist. Hold the coiled line with your palm facing up. Grasp the neck of the net on the top of the coils of line and pull until the net lays straight. Make 1 or 2 coils of excess net so that the remaining net will be held at waist level and just touch the ground. Pick up the lead line that lies closest to your other hand and place it gently in your teeth. Reach down and grab the lead line and prepare to throw it over your shoulder, turning in the direction of the throw at the same time, and then reaching under the net to grab the mesh when approximately 1/2 the lead line can be caught and gathered. Slowly let the net slide off your shoulder, gathering it in your hand as it does until you can grasp the falling lead line and lock it with your thumb. At this point you have the net loaded and ready to throw. Half the battle has been won. This must be perfected before practice throwing can begin. Work on it and try to get comfortable. Remember that approximately 1/2 the net and weight should be in each hand. To throw the net, I point my lead shoulder at the target area. I begin with a reverse twist, swinging the net opposite the direction of the throw. I turn my body and swing my arms, following through in an upward circular fashion, releasing the net from my trailing hand and teeth as soon as tension is felt. Now let's look at the throw in more detail. The line and the net have to be coiled neatly. I grab the lead line, pulling the net apart in several places to make sure there are no tangles and to release any debris that may be caught in the net. I then grab the lead line and place it gently in my teeth. Reach down to the lead line again, toss it over my shoulder, carrying about half the weights with it. I slowly let it slide off the shoulder until I can lock on it with my thumb. I point my lead shoulder toward the target area. Reverse twist. Notice how I use my knee to get the weights traveling back in the right direction. I swing through in an upward circular fashion, and hopefully the net's going to open. Let's take another look at it. Neatly coiled line. Grab the neck of the net. 1 or 2 coils of excess net. So it's held about waist level. Quick check to see there are no tangles or debris. Place the lead line, not the lead weight, in your mouth gently. Toss half the weights over your shoulder. Hand underneath in the mesh, palm up. Let the net slide off the shoulder slowly. Grasp it with your thumb. Point the lead shoulder at the target, reverse twist. You can use the knees to kick it back in the right direction. Circular follow through, upward fashion. Now notice my right hand. In the next throw, we're going to take a close look at the right hand, which is crucial to getting the net to open. Half the weights over the shoulder. Let them slide off slowly. Palm up. Have to get a hold of that lead line with your thumb. About half the weights in each hand. Shoulder towards the target. Reverse twist. Now watch the release. My right hand holds the back end of the net and pulls it back open. Let's take a look at it in slow motion one last time. Watch my right hand closely throughout the entire throw. We check for tangles and debris. Pick up the lead line. Place it in your teeth gently. Not on a weight, on the line itself. Toss half the weights over your shoulder. Palm up in the middle of the mesh. Slide it slowly off the shoulder. Get the lead line in your thumb. Shoulder towards the target. Reverse. Kick the weights. Watch the right hand. I hold that lead line and pull it backward. If your net forms a banana shape on the throw, you failed to hold the back of the net and open it. Now that you've practiced and are proficient at throwing the net, let's try it for real. I first check the wind direction so that I know how to position my boat when I find the school of bunker. I also clear and coil my net and lay it out so that it's ready to throw. We then begin the search for bunker, scanning the water's surface, looking for the telltale splashes that bunker make. I look everywhere, even behind the boat in an area that I've passed already. Even one splash could be an indication of a large school. This searching requires a lot of patience, as the schools often don't remain on the surface. Many times when the school is submerged, I depend upon my sonar recorder to locate them. When a densely packed school is located, the boat must be positioned precisely so that the wind, current, and forward momentum will silently carry the boat close enough to the school to reach it with the net. I quickly position myself and load the net, keeping it at ready. I watch for any sign of bait fish close enough to reach with my throw. Watch closely for the splash just off the bow of the boat and how I cover it with my throw. The net descends like a parachute over the school, settling to the bottom and trapping the fish. When I pull the hauling line, the bottom of the net closes. When I'm retrieving the net, I carefully recoil the line just in case a quick second throw will be needed. I haul the net to the boat and grab hold of the braille lines. I quickly move the bait towards the well. To empty the net, I grab it by the neck and lift upward over my head. I try to get the bait into the well as quickly as possible. Let's look at the same sequence in slow motion. I get my net loaded and keep it ready. I watch for any sign of the bait fish. I can watch for the splash just off the bow of the boat. A double turn is sometimes needed to throw the net a long distance.